Okay. Hello, good afternoon. I would say good morning, but it's not morning. I'm used to doing videos in the morning, but it's not morning. Hello, everyone. Holly King, the Reiki Station, Holly King Wellness. Yeah, and on TikTok it is, what's my handle? Readings, Reiki, and Tarot. I don't know why I forget that. I don't really forget it. It's just like, I'm so used to saying, the Reiki Station, Holly King Wellness, because as an individual, well, we just brand ourselves to, whatever our handle is out on social media, right? So, but anyway, yeah, hope you guys are doing well. So, pardon the dark glasses, but these are actually sunglasses that you can read with. And so I'm going to read something to you all because I uncovered a thing today. And so, but yeah, I wanted to come out here for just a few minutes. One, to enjoy the fresh air, as fresh as you can get living next to the airport. So anyway, yeah, I'm looking above my head, and like I teased a minute ago on IG, and I put a picture out there because I looked up and I see all these like whoosh, 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 the planes going over my head, right? Because I do live next door to the airport. And so you may hear some helicopters, is that a word? Copters, helicopters flying around, some jet engines while I'm sitting out here doing this video, but that's okay. Like, everybody got to do life. You got to keep going. You got to move through the, the motions. And so I'm actually super thankful when I hear the roar of the planes all night long and all day long when I am at home. I'm thankful for that because I know that the world is kind of getting back to normal, or at least we think it is, right? So, but maybe not, I don't know. So anyway, y'all, yesterday I posted a video talking about like how the storms had hit Kentucky, and I'm in Louisville, by the way. And so I'll talk to y'all about how I get into that meditative prayer space when I'm getting ready for work and when I'm doing things around the house, and I light candles, and I speak mantra over, people's lives. I pray, I do Reiki, I send distant Reiki. For those of y'all that don't know me personally, I am a Karuna Reiki master teacher, although I think teacher, I have to put that title on there for the Karuna Reiki, is I'm not taught an actual Karuna Reiki class, but I have taught a lot of level 1, level 2 Reiki students. But anyway, a lot of people are like, what are you talking about, girl? They don't even know what Reiki is. But that's a whole nother topic for another day. Hear the helicopter out there. But anyway, so I'm outside at home, and I thought, you know what, I need to drink in some vitamin D, definitely, because I'm somebody that just does not resonate well with the cold weather. And here in Kentucky, we get a lot of allergies, we get a lot of asthma, people that have breathing difficulties, and people that deal with environmental things, right? Chemicals in the air, and I'm not going conspiracy theory here with y'all yet, but I'm just saying, we deal with a lot of stuff in our environment that affects our bodies, it affects our minds, our spirits, down to the fact that I'm 3 days right now without any refined sugar. Including alcohol, and right, that's hard. It's just hard to make dietary physiological changes when you're used to certain substances in your life, right? And so, but I feel the call. Hello, ring, ring. I feel the call from Spirit telling me, I need to be able to hear a little more clearly. Not that doing any of those things are bad, not that eating a piece of decadent chocolate cake or a half a bag of Reese cups or having a glass of wine is bad. This is not about being good or bad, y'all. That's a polarity, right? But it's about being awake and aware and seeing from a spiritual standpoint what is truly going on around you. And so it is my dharma, hello wasp, it is my dharma to just continue to do what Spirit has asked of me. And what that is to just continue to communicate, right? To be able to like do these videos and teach people that there's a lot going on in our world that people don't maybe notice, but some people are very intuitive and they're very perceptive and they notice things, okay? And so I'm out here doing this video for a couple of reasons. One, again, like I said, I want to be outside, I want to enjoy the weather, but I want y'all see real quick. I'm gonna turn this camera around and take my glasses off too, because again, these are readers, okay? So it's a little blurry for me, but my greenhouse that we erected a couple years ago has been sorely damaged, and so this year, as I get ready to do my gardening and figure out how I'm going to structure some sustainability right here in the Ville, like all my panels blew off. Like it's really a hot mess. And so I thought, well, okay, using these foam board type, I don't even know what they're called. They're not real. They're not plexiglass. Like this is my panel. okay? Like this flimsy stuff, right? And again, this little greenhouse did come from overseas, by the way, but that's fine. Like the structure of the greenhouse itself, the metal, the aluminum that's here, did really well. But the panels themselves, because they're just this flimsy stuff, right? Although they're great for heat conduction when you're trying to have a greenhouse, like we knew when we bought this thing it was going to go like kaput, but that's okay. Like we're thinking about ways to save the structure, and the fact that really this is kind of like my girl cave, so it's not really that big of a deal when it comes to like, you know, worrying about what am I going to do for the next 6 months when it comes to being out here and, you know, doing life. And so anyway, but I wanted to talk to you about perception for a minute, okay? Because perception is relative to the person, okay? So let's talk about for just a second something like quantum physics, okay? So we all know, I think everybody would agree that we are all made up of energy, right? Life force energy, breath in, breath out. We call it prana in yoga. But perception, are we perceiving the world the same? And the answer to that is, we ain't. Not even close, y'all. I think we all have different views when it comes to society about, you know, how we got here and, you know, what was the what was the direction of our forefathers? Is it something that they, you know, wanted us to are we where they thought we would be, you know, 100 years from now? And so I don't think they could have even fathomed the kind of technological advances that, you know, we've had going forward in the future. But I also don't think that some of the stuff that we've dealt with as individuals, there's been a lot of, what's the word I want to use here? There's been a lot of planning. Okay, planning. And so when you think about people who plan for the future, right, you think about people that get jobs and they end up going to, you know, having retirement plans and they retire at the age of 65 or 70 and they, you know, they live happily ever after. That is supposed to be, y'all. That's supposed to be the American dream, right? But is that reality? Because what I'm finding when I do research about, you know, socioeconomical situations, right? Because I live, like I said yesterday in the video, I live in a super urban area. And I think I'm using that term right. Because I've lived in the suburbs for quite some time myself, but I came back to the urban side of the city, and there's a reason for that, okay? So it's perception. So to one person, if they walked into, you know, into my property, under my property in my backyard, they'd be like, girl, like, what do you got going on here? Like, this is a beat up shell of a greenhouse. And to me, as an individual, it's a project, right? It's something that I get to work on, because we had the other day 79 mile-an-hour winds, y'all. 79, not 72, you know, not 55. I can't drive 55, y'all. Actually, I drive slow, but that's another story. But yeah, so we had massive tornadic straight line winds here in Kentucky. And so it pretty much did a number on my greenhouse. But I've been having trouble with keeping panels in this greenhouse since the day we erected it, okay? So it's just a structure. It was what I could afford to buy at the time. So my point is this, is perception. You know, for me, I get to come out here this season and figure out how to reconstruct and, you know, till the ground and work with the land, the property that I have available to me, so that I can maybe have something, that I can give some type of seed time harvest energy back to Mother Nature. And so I was already thinking like, okay, what am I going to do with this little baby garden? You know, well, I'm going to let my peppermint, which is growing wild and looking really healthy right now, I'm going to let that grow wild. Like, I think for me, because I'm into, this is tea, y'all. This is, make sure that's not my hair in there. Anyway, my hair's growing out, so make sure that wasn't a hair. No, it's a crack in the glass. So it's funny what you can see when you got readers on. But anyway, like, I am here to like let some things that are naturally growing around me thrive in my world. Okay. And so these peppermint plants that are starting to pop up everywhere, I enjoy cutting off peppermint, making peppermint water, sharing bundles of peppermint with people in my world, and you know, using these plants that are naturally growing around me, you know, for my benefit. I know, as an almost a certified aromatherapist, I'm not gonna say I'm certified because I'm not certified, but I have been studying aromatherapy as a practice for close to 10 years now, and I am very safe and how I recommend to people, in my world, what they should and should not be doing with an essential oil or a plant or what have you. So no, I'm not an herbalist, but I'm also not an idiot, y'all. I read, okay? Which brings me to, I'm gonna take a sip of this because this is mud water, by the way. I don't know if y'all have heard of mud water. If I had advertisement here on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, if I had an advertisement on here right now, we would go 3, 2, 1, skip, and we'd be talking about mud water. But I did buy some mud water last year. It's got the cordyceps, the reishi in it, the lion's mane, all that yummy stuff. It's okay. Like, it's not bad. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I haven't got myself used to it yet because I am a coffee caffeine hoe. Like, seriously, I drink so much caffeine, which probably has a lot to do with why I ramble on all the time. But anyway, y'all, again, it's substance, it's choice. So, hold on. You can enjoy the background noise for just a minute. So, yeah, this isn't bad. You don't want to drink it super hot because then don't you hate when you burn the top of your mouth or your tongue when you're trying to sip hot tea and hot substance and so. But anyway, okay. So this is what I wanted to kind of start with this afternoon doing this video. So, and again, I'm not going to be here all day. So if you want to watch this, great. If you want to come back to it later, great. But biggest thing is subscribe to this channel, y'all. If you're watching this on YouTube, please, I'm begging you to share these videos and subscribe and click the notification bell, because if you want to hear what I have to say as a person, if you don't, move on. But if you want to hear what I have to say as an individual and how I am moving towards different platforms and different ways of communication, then please follow me on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell. You can monetize yourself on YouTube. Did you know that, y'all? You can make money on YouTube. I knew that. So, but anyway, but I printed this a while ago. Okay, so I'm gonna read to you what it is. Okay, so backstory before I do read it to you. The last 24 hours since I got home from the office, right? What I do at night when I'm really tired and I just can't think anymore and I don't want to keep cleaning the house or worrying about the bills or the next task or who I need to text back or who I need to call, so what I do to soothe my savage beast is I watch a lot of YouTube, which is why I'm doing this video, okay, and changing the platforms. I learn so much, y'all, from YouTube. And again, content, right? We're talking about content. I go out there and I search certain topics, right, for content, and then I'll watch 2, 3, 5, 20 videos over the course of time, right? And I'll start to educate myself or learn about things that I want to know about. Now, we all know that the big G owns YouTube, and that's fine. Everybody got to own something, right? So when I'm on YouTube and I get on a run and I watch these videos, a lot of times my channel selections, okay, so the things I subscribe to, typically, y'all, would fall under the category that freak people out called conspiracy theory. I'm like, woo, scary music. I need to know how to splice these videos because right now I'd be going, scary music, right? Please, y'all, please hear me, okay? Whether or not you believe these truths to be self-evident, all men and women are not created equal. Is that how it goes? Maybe, maybe not. No, seriously, y'all, we are human beings, and in that aspect, spiritually, we're all equal. I'm sorry. If you're a human, if you're a Homo sapien, I don't care. You're a human being. You're a spiritual person living in this fleshly body, okay? You have cells, you have a heart, you have lungs, you poop, you pee, you hopefully you brush your teeth, you age, you grow up, you don't grow up, you figure out what you're going to do when you grow up. You don't know what you're going to do when you're growing up, and you wish you would have done other things, whatever. We're all human, okay? Let me just make that clear. But we do not all have access to the same amount of opportunity that everybody else does. Some do, some don't. You can argue the color, you can argue the race, you can argue, again, the socioeconomic status of a human being. It don't matter, y'all. It don't matter. We're made up of spirit, okay? We're made up of spiritual matter. And I want to hit home a million times. I want to say to people when they're arguing about what is truth, you know, the right, the left, up, down, as above, so below. Is that a chemtrail, or is that just gas poo-poo coming from, you know, the jet that's going over my head? It's probably the same thing, y'all. Now, is it an orchestrated event? Is it trying to kill me? I don't know. You know, but I do know that there are things in our world that are going on. You know, if you pull back the curtain, you're going to be able to see, y'all. You're going to be able to see, you know, that there are things in our world that could be different. Okay. And so I sat last night, back to the story, right? I sat last night and I was like, okay, I'm going to get on this issue about the things we've been seeing in the sky, right? So I don't care what you want to call them. You know, I can do it in sign language. It's impacting us from a media standpoint. It's impacting us. And nobody's really talking about, like, what's going on, because they act like they don't know. So I watched the video last night. It was on Sean Ryan show. Okay, so you can go to YouTube. You can subscribe to Sean Ryan's show, and it's Dr. Stephen Greer, Greer, who has been working for 30 years on projects. Okay, and I'm gonna say it like that. He's been working on intelligence projects, and so the video I watched last night was 2 hours long. It was 2 hours long, and it was his interview with Sean Ryan, and he talks about what he has been and will be disclosing, so that people on my level, okay, can sort through the data for themselves. That's all I'm gonna say about that right now, because I need y'all to listen to me, okay? So I'm in the house and I'm processing everything that I'd listened to last night, and I shared some information with a friend today, and we had a conversation on the phone, and I was like, you know, I'm tired of not living my truth. I'm tired of being afraid of speaking up and saying to people, this is how I feel, okay? This is what I see. This is what I know. This is my truth. And so, you know, we get censored, we get shut down, we get ridiculed, we get, you know, ignored. A lot of times people who want to ask more questions, they get ignored. Like, because it's such a deep subject. Can I say the word deep again? Is deep a word? It's such a deep, dark subject to try to figure out, how are we going to sustain, you know, humanity in the next 2 generations? Like, people who are just like going along their world and closing their eyes and eating and drinking and being merry, you know, they're not wanting to hear what might be somebody else's truth, you know. And so they say it's a conspiracy theory. Okay, y'all, again, please, y'all forget that I had a lifetime before this lifetime, and I ain't talking about a past life in another body, y'all. I had a life that had access to data. I had a lifetime. I raised my children. I have witnesses that know I had a lifetime of learning about certain agendas. Whatever. You know, so yeah, you grow up in a household that says, hey, shh, don't say that word, or hey, could you put a piece of tape over that video camera there? Could you take your battery out of your phone before we have a discussion with this subject? Have you ever lived in fear? Have you ever been in a situation where you have lived under so much pressure and had so many things come your way, TMI, too much information, come your way as a person, that your brain just says, I cannot process another bit, B-I-T, another bit, another gigabit of information on this subject, right? You end up with like a toxic overload in your brain, and you're just like, I ain't gonna look at it no more, I don't wanna deal with it. And so you go on about your merry little blind way, sheep. And what? Are you making a difference? Are you making a difference in what's going on in the world around you? I don't know, but I am tired as an individual. I'm just tired of not executing my freedom of speech. So So I go to my other computer in the house because, I do use technology. Hello, how you watching this video? I go to the other computer in my house because I bounce notes, okay? So for those of y'all that know me, I have like 8 books and 20 notepads, and, I have the all seeing eye, y'all. Y'all like my earrings? Anyway, that's a shout out to Poetic Moon here in Louisville, Kentucky. So if you don't know about her jewelry, please go see Bridget. Please go see her. But anyway, the all-seeing eye, right? So I'm a very perceptive person. I look around, I'm like, is the light green? Is there a car coming? I am like 360 head, No, I'm not gonna spit pea soup at you. But I'm very perceptive to the world around me, and I've seen stuff, y'all. I have seen stuff happen in the last, I'm gonna say 5 years actively, but even before that, we're going back to like 2003. We're going back to 2003, and I have seen stuff. I have read stuff. I have come across information that, as an individual, I got to decide: is this false, or is somebody just, it's like kind of like the cat and mouse game. You catch the mouse, and then the mouse starts wiggling and gets out of your grasp, and it's gone. You're like, did I have that mouse? And then all of a sudden, like cat's like, I'm hungry. Let me go find another mouse. That's what's happened in our world since the launch of the World Wide Web to modern society, right? We've had access to so much data at our fingertips that we've gone so far down that rabbit hole, y'all. We have gone so far that we don't know what's true and what's not true anymore. But if you journal, if you keep a record, like Akashic records, there is so much scripture out there, y'all. So much scripture out there that could talk about, like, the book of life and the angels that are listening, the angels that are taking note to everything you say, everything you do, your intentions, and that live with you inside the speed of thought, okay? So, the speed of thought, according to the video I watched last night, when Dr. Greer was talking about the speed of thought, he was talking about consciousness, divine, pure, 100% quantum physics consciousness. Like, that's the power, right? Like, that's the magic, okay? So he's talking about that and how the speed of thought is quicker than the speed of sound. I mean, light. He talked about light. I don't know if it's quicker than the speed of sound. But anyway, he said, these videos and the things we're doing through technology, generally, we are dealing with the type of energy that is as fast as the speed of light. But collective consciousness thought is known or suspected to be faster than the speed of light. So if I project to you a thought and it gets in your head, like, is that real? I don't know. Y'all gotta figure that out for yourself. But anyway, science, right? This is physics, okay? And I'm a nerd, but I don't have a college degree. I've learned this stuff naturally, okay? Just like this peppermint that's growing in front of me. Oh no, y'all. It's natural. It's naturally popping up everywhere. Like, I came out here 2 days ago and there was a little bit, and now there's a lot of it. And I'm getting ready to transplant a lot of it because my yard, I'm gonna look like Peppermint Patty on Charlie Brown, okay? Peanuts gang, y'all. I am going to be Peppermint Patty. I'm gonna work with her energy as an archetype for the next few weeks. So anyway, natural ways of understanding mental, emotional energy. So I'm bouncing around today and I'm doing this and I'm taking notes and I'm trying not to freak out, because when you uncover things and when you reveal things, or if spirit reveals things to you, a lot of times you start to get nervous, right? You're like, you get some anxiety because they're like, is anybody going to believe me? Like, are people going to think I'm batshit crazy because this is what I believe? And I'm here to tell y'all, you are not alone. So many people out there are wondering if what they saw is really what they saw. And I am telling you, you have got to be awake to the visions that you see in the world around you. And yes, you have to be very conscious of what you're reading and who's feeding you the information, y'all. Please just be awake. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. So I go to my computer in the kitchen and I'm like, okay, I forgot that in my business world, y'all, I used to work with Microsoft Outlook. Okay, so most of you all are going to know what Microsoft Outlook is, especially if you have worked with Windows on any level at all whatsoever. And so in the business worlds, okay, like the VPN business worlds, VPN being like a different way of using IP information, okay, so internet protocol, whatever, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about, but anyway. So I had been a Windows user, Microsoft user, base level user for about 20 years in my previous career, okay, and so I love Outlook. I love the format of Outlook. Like, it is so much easier to manage your data when you're using Microsoft Outlook versus just using Gmail, Google, Yahoo, AOL. So you have to understand there's a license with Microsoft that says, you know, we're gonna house all your email, all your emails, all your contact information, all your data, all of your pictures, the cloud, the whole kaboom, you know, pretty clouds, by the way. We're going to house all that into Outlook so that you can be super uber duper duper organized. And so for those of you that have used Outlook versus like a Gmail or an AOL or a Yahoo, you know, like you can do read receipts, you can color code, you know, your email boxes, like you can, there's so much you can do. The features for Outlook I love them. Like, I miss it. I haven't probably been on Outlook in like 10 years, right? Because I've been doing the whole Gmail thing. And I was like, oh, my computer's finally said, Holly, here you go. You can have access to some of the stuff that has locked me out of, that it has locked me out of for a while, okay? Y'all know me. Y'all know me. Y'all that know me know I get locked out of shit all the time. All the time. All the time. With no answers whatsoever. Even my professional world's like, I don't know, girl. You ain't making no sense. I'm like, this thing ain't making no sense, okay? So anyway, low power. Yeah, it's because I'm doing a video. So I better be quick. So anyway, I pulled this, I printed this. This is my phone. I took a picture of this accept, okay? If I want to sync everything back into my Microsoft Outlook, this will allow the app to read, compose, send, and permanently delete all of your email from Gmail. See, credit, create, and delete all of your Google Drive files. See, edit, download, and permanently delete your contacts. See, edit, share, and permanently delete all of the calendars, y'all, calendars, my systems that you are using through Google Calendar. Make sure you trust apps and services. I said, fuck you. I'm sorry. I'm going to give you access to everything so you can go in and edit and control and delete every bit of my drive? And y'all, listen, in the past, people that have already synced and downloaded this stuff, you know how you get updates and you're like, you have to agree to the terms every time they do an update? Have you read the rules? Probably not. Anyway, y'all, that's what I wanted to say coming out here, because I am really holding a lot of stuff inside of my heart, y'all, and I love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all know I love you. I am not crazy. Check me before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? I'm a South End girl, y'all. Like, getting stuff past me, it's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky. Like, Run DMC, y'all. Please wake up. Subscribe. The Reiki Station, Holly King Wellness. Find me on TikTok, okay? Because I'm doing readings. I'm getting a spiritual download, you know, sometimes, y'all, and I'm praying for people. I'm praying for unity, and I'm praying that the things that I have seen for years in visions, oh my God, you know, I'm wrestling with God like Jacob, y'all. I'm like, Lord, you better bless me, because, like, it's big stuff, and so I am holding on to that angel. I'm holding on to that angel with all I have, going, listen, you know, we have access to so much data. Please, in the name of Jesus, please, in the name of Jesus, would you please show people the truth? So that's it. That's all I want to say. I love y'all. Live the dream. Yeah, just share anything you want to say. Comment below. Let me know what you think in the description. So is that how it works? Anyway, love YouTube. All right, we'll see you later, guys. Bye.